Bum, 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 bum. Welcome back, my friend. This is BJJ Quick. This is your quick podcast. It's about jiu-jitsu. Is this the quickest podcast you listen to? It might be. Maybe you found a shorter podcast. Some say this isn't short at all. 5 to 8 minutes. That's a long time, depending on what you're talking about. All right, my friends. Oh, man. Okay. I'm talking about this week. Why? Why do I do that? All right. 20 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, 20 years would be a long podcast. It's also a decent amount of time on the mats. But looking forward, like, what's it, 25? That's not super exciting. 30. I think I'll get 30 years of Jiu-Jitsu. Be 52. So what? So what? That doesn't matter. That's not that bad. 62? Maybe still. I don't know. We'll see how old Byron holds up. I train safely. I do think 52 is not going to stop me. Not the age. Not the number. I think I'll be doing jiu-jitsu for 30 years at least. And why do I say this? Like 2 weeks ago, I was rolling. I was rolling with a scrappy purple belt. This kid, he's a kid. He's like 25. He's a college-level wrestler. Back in the day, I guess you have to say that. And he's got good, clean jiu-jitsu. Good guard work, too. So this was around later in the day, as far as later in the class, I guess, not the day. And I knew it was going to be scrap. I knew this is going to be not the round to take off. You know, like I wouldn't be relaxing in this. So get my mouthpiece in and get a drink of water. I said, anything you want to work on? And he's like, I got a tournament coming up. I want to work on defending my feet. I'm not really that great at leg locks. I said, we'll see what I can do. And we started standing up, and I wanted to wrestle with him a little bit because he's got a really good wrestling. I didn't plan on winning the wrestling exchanges, but I wanted to get a little bit in there. Try to hang in there a little bit. And I ended up on top. I think he defended a guillotine by kind of breaking down and going to his guard, which when I got there with him, I was quite happy. Like, man, I'm on top. Like I said earlier, I like playing top game. It's fun. Let's see what he's got. This won't be as hard of a round as I thought it was going to be, you know? So I'm telling you a story because this is how fun jiu-jitsu is to me. So my first thought was, I'm going to keep him on his back, on the bottom. I'm going to keep him on the bottom, I guess, and not let him up. We got 4.5 minutes to go, and he's playing bottom game, and I know he'd much rather play top game against me. And so one thing I do, this is a little bit hard to describe, but like all the wrestlers want to stand back up. They don't really necessarily want to sweep super technically and get up at like a more jiu-jitsu way. He wants to stand up, and I'm good with this. As a top player, I'm comfortable keeping wrestling in the back. You got to control the feet, keep them feet from getting behind them, especially the bottom leg. So if you think of doing a technical stand-up, you need that bottom leg to go behind you to stand up. I'm going to have control of that bottom leg constantly. No big deal. If you asked me at the time how long you're going to keep him on his back, I would probably say at least 2 minutes before I get a little bit too wild with the guard pass or something happens or a scramble or whatever, and he's up. At least 2 minutes. I feel good about this. Anyways, I get him on his back, boom. He grabs both my wrists, and he starts to push one of them in for a triangle choke. Now, this, I call it the Pledge of Allegiance, like you put your hand over your heart. This is not a particularly good triangle choke setup. I'm not particularly worried about it. It's just like, oh, he's doing this, okay. And so I just posture up. And he continues to hold both of my hands. He resets his legs and then does a technical stand-up while holding onto my wrists. And I can't snag his foot with either hand. That's all I needed to do. And I look at him right in his eyes, and I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I've done jiu-jitsu for 20 years. I've been doing this keep the person on the bottom game for at least 5. Controlling the feet, pushing forward, making them stay on the ground when they don't want to stay on the bottom. I've been doing that for at least 5 years. I've never had anybody do that to me. And it wasn't super crazy or tough. He attempted a triangle or effected a triangle, I don't know, and then didn't let go of my hands, and I couldn't use them to control his legs. It's brilliant. Man, he stood right back up, and I watched it right in front of me, and I did nothing about it. I couldn't do anything. I got home. I was like telling my wife about it. I was so excited. Like, look what this guy did, and let me do it to you, and let me, like, watch this. And I got back to class the next day. I was showing the other guys what happened. I was pumped. 20 years of jiu-jitsu. I go home. I tell my wife about what just happened. I'm excited about it. Man, this is fun. I got tricked. I got played. A new thing. This is so simple. I can't wait to do this while I'm rolling to somebody. It's going to be a blast. I haven't done it yet. I haven't really had an opportunity to try that I can think of. I should throw it in the mix. 20 years. And the puzzle of jiu-jitsu is so fun. The actual challenge that it is. Man, I love it. I didn't even talk about, that's where all my buddies are. Not all my buddies, but I go there. Man, we're giving each other a hard time. We're laughing, telling stories, training super hard, beating each other up a little bit, developing our jiu-jitsu. It's so damn fun. I can't imagine not doing this for another 10 years. Sure, there might be weeks, months, or even a little bit longer where, something happens. I miss it. But I think in 10 years, odds are, I'll be tying that belt around my waist. I was going to say, lace it on those shoes, but that's not really what you do. Tie that belt around my waist. Doing jiu-jitsu. There's so many fun aspects of this thing. I think I got 30. So I talked about not even thinking about being a black belt until I was brown belt. I don't think about being 30 years until today when I'm recording this podcast. Like, yeah, why would I quit? Why would I enjoy it so much? Can you think about doing something like this for 20 years and coming home and telling your spouse about what just happened and how exciting it was? I got totally fooled in training. A big part of my game, keep a wrestler on the bottom. I've worked hard for this. This is a technique I've shown a lot of people who do MMA. Like, control those legs, right, that bottom leg, control that thing. It didn't work at all. Man, it's fun. I'm rambling here. I don't mean to. Guys, I don't want to... I may not be podcasting in another 10 years, but I'll be doing jiu-jitsu. Something crazy happens in my life. Would you have a great day, my friend? Stay sweaty.